Welcome to another track guide by myself as a WF1, and we're getting through them now. We're nearly at the end of all the tracks, but we're with you today, Azerbaijan and Baku, another street circuit on the F1 calendar, and we're going to have an in-depth look and show you the strategies and the visual of what to expect at Baku. And do remember, there is a playlist for all the other tracks that I have done, and there is the link in the description below. So let's get into it. Let's get into Azerbaijan and Baku as today's track guide. So what can you expect? And as you can see, the characteristics in the top right show that Baku is a grip and a speed track. So grip and speed is what you need around Baku. And let's walk you through the track. So out of the first corner, good opportunity to overtake, but we'll come on to that in a minute. And into turns 2 and 3. Now that stretch, you can overtake corner 2 and overtake corner 3. And then it gets a bit chock-a-block in turns 4. Now turn 5 and 6, you can make a move. It is a high to medium. You do usually go up the inside. And then after that, all the way up in turn 11, it is a very low possibility. So you want to be sort of saving fuel and tyres through that period. Now out of turn 11, turns 12, 13 and 14, you want to start boosting into the turn 15, but then you'll cut down. And then turn 16, 17 up the straight, you want to be launching from that last bend of the straight, and you should hopefully dive through past your opponents. That's the big overtaking spot. Into turn 1, the field slow down, you fly up the inside and you are away. And sometimes you can get into corner 2 as well. Now, looking at the boosts, because it's grip and speed, we want dead fast, lumberjack, shark and fireworks. So you've got fuel in there, you've got speed, you've got tyre management, you've got overtaking is key. And in the wet, it's pretty standard really, Hexar, tuning, Prince. So with that explained to you, hopefully you'll learn a bit about Baku there. But let's bring it to life. Let's get you in to some strategies. Let's go Baku time. A bit of Azerbaijan to kick the track guides off this time. And where do we qualify? P9 and P16, Sergio Perez and Nicholas Latifi. And this is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using a bit of dead fast on our Perez, and on Latifi, a bit of street shark to help us with the speed. A bit of tyres boosted in there as well. And we're going to give it a good shot of 2 different strategies for you to watch here in Baku. So let's hopefully get a good start. P9, P16, we've got to get up the field. And let's see, using the launch, if we can. So Sergio Perez into P7 and Latifi into P14. So we make sure we cancel the pit. And then what we'll do is we'll cut the drivers down a quarter of the way through. And the key overtaking opportunities is down the straight, as you've seen in the previous part of the video where I showed you through the track visual itself. So there's a few places to overtake, and that's really where you want to be attacking. Now that dead fast helps you a lot down the straight. So does Street Shark. It lets you push that a little bit further, and hopefully Perez can jump past a few here. And there's Gasly, and there is Carlos Sainz. Yes, we do get him, and we cut back down. So that's what you want to do. Each lap, you want to push up to turn 2. And there you go. There's a move. P13 now for Nicholas Latifi. And we move on. And instead of pushing all laps throughout, the key is when you've got tyres, use them in the right area. So Perez in P5. Mediums ahead. He's a second behind the cars in front. And let's see how far we are behind when we get to the end of the straight on this dead faster. Mercedes is in sight and he's out of mine. We are P4 now. What about Norris? Can we go one more? Not quite. So we're going to cut down and we're going to come back in for some soft tyres. We're going to close the gap a bit with Latifi. He's very much on the edge of 4 laps at the minute. And Perez stuck behind Norris. But that's absolutely fine. Norris on the mediums. And we'll come back for 2 laps now. We'll push into the pits from P4 and cut down again. Norris pits as well. Norris pits on the mediums. And we're going to push our Latifi. He's not got the best tyre management, So I can't really push too hard with Nicholas. Don't think anyone's ever called him Nicholas. But we are up into P7 with him now. And now we'll boost Perez. But to save fuel, we'll only boost him when it is in the overtaking spot. So we'll cut down now. And we'll come through to turn 7. And without this, down the straight will be our next victims. Couple of hard tyres. But we'll be soon starting out on that. So here we go. At the end of the straight, it's time to launch off turn 16. And Sergio Perez should make light work of Alonso, who comes into the pits. And there you go. A few pit stops. We're back into P4 as Latifi comes into the pits now for us. And is that a move on Norris? It is. We're up. Oh, I thought we was. We are up to P3. We are. P3 now for Sergio. And Nicholas Latifi back out in P13. We're not going to push him too hard straight away. And Perez will bring back, because we've got dead fast, Sergio Perez can go on to the mediums now. And he can push all the way to the end. So he comes in. Let's look at around us. See if we can get any more moves. There's Perez. Quick pit stop change. Can we get him out in P4? I don't think we can. So it'll be P5. And we'll start to push Latifi down the straight. Any pit stops, there's at least one. And we'll close that gap right up to the back of the Alfa Romeo of Bottas. And that's a move up the inside. And I was on conserve there. And we made light work. And we are now P11. So we're moving up still. We've got Perez, who will be basically pushing all the way to the end. And looking around us, medium and hards. So Latifi's got some work to do. As Perez on Lewis Hamilton, he opens a door because he's coming in the pits. And we might be able to get P2 here past the Ferrari. Oh, not quite. So we've got to overtake the Ferrari on track. And what tyre are they on? They're on the soft. So we've got 6 seconds to the leader. And that's going to be very difficult to overcome. But from starting around P8, we are doing certainly the best we can. And Latifi cut down again. Left him running a bit too long there. But what about Perez? Can he launch the inside on the straight and get P2? We try, and we finally do get him. So P2 for Perez. And now a few pit stops in the pack. P5 comes in. P7 does as well. P9 doesn't, but it doesn't matter because we're through. And Latifi, can we get one more move on George Russell? We can. Now we've got to cut down because we're only on 18% tyre management. And Perez isn't going to get P1 today, but it certainly is a very solid P2 considering we're a P7, P8 start. So we'll take that. And we've got Nicholas Latifi in P6. And hopefully, tyre management, very tough on Latifi. But we're going to just conserve as much as we can on the home straight. And then we're going to launch off it. And that is a P2, P6 from P8 and P16, I think it was, in Azerbaijan. Baku, and hopefully them two strategies can help you out massively and score you some big points over time. So that is the circuit of Baku complete. 2 strategies that you can follow. A 4 and a 4 on the mediums or hards if you haven't got the tyre management. And then a 3-2-3 using mediums at the end if you've got a lot of fuel left. If not, you can go down to softs. Remember, grip and speed track. There's your boosts, dead fast, lumberjack, shark and firework. Definitely give that a try. And you can just see how far from the back of the grid I went and secured top 7, top 8 positions for both drivers. So, thank you so much for watching. Do check out the other videos and I'll see you in the next one.